If you have a history of disc herniations, disc bulges, or maybe a surgery such as like a fusion or something like that, and you are scared to death to train your lower body, you've in fact probably given up on leg day altogether simply because it causes pain. If that's you, today's video is just for you. I'm actually gonna be taking you along on my own personal lower body training. Despite the fact that I do not have chronic back pain anymore, I still train very specifically so that I don't have to deal with any kind of flare-up or issues down the road. So if that's you, if you're wanting to learn how to train your lower body safer, if you want an actual step-by-step workout that I did myself, stay tuned. Now, really quick, I've got a really cool new gift for you. But I wanna give you the actual exercise list, the reps you're gonna do, and the sets that you're gonna do. So in the video, I don't cover that. I wanna give it to you. I've made an actual editable, printable, workout log that already has this stuff pre-filled. So today's workout, it's already pre-filled with everything you gotta do step by step. You can get it at fitnessforbackpain.com/leg workout. Print it out, take it to the gym with you, download it to your phone, and follow along step by step, rep by rep, and set by set. Again, get that at fitnessforbackpain.com/leg workout. All right, so let's jump right in. What you're gonna see here is a warm up. I'm huge on your warm up, what you do, it's very important. Biggest two things that are very important before you get into workout is breaking a sweat, right? Getting that internal body temperature up. You gotta get warmed up. And the second thing is building core stiffness. This is being done before you actually work out. So what you're seeing me do here is internal and external rotations at the hip. I'm just standing, going internal on both legs, and then going external on both legs. If you have to grab onto some kind of rig or a pole or a wall to do this, do it, because sometimes this can cause some irritation for some people, but for me, this is a great move to kind of get the hips going and ready for the lower body exercises. All right, so here what you're gonna see me do is just some basic body weight squats, nice and slow, trying to get into a rhythm or a groove of making sure that my low back is not kicking on, my abs are being braced. I'm actually using an elevated heel technique here. You can use whatever you want. I prefer the elevated heel just to kind of get my lower back out of the equation when it comes to me potentially going into too much extension or being too tight and kind of irritating that lower back. If you're in pain now, this is a really critical first step before you hit any kind of leg exercise. From there, we're just gonna move on to some basic core stiffening. I wouldn't consider this one of my core exercises. It's just kind of building that stiffness around the core. I love single arm farmer's carries. I'll do slow walks, I'll do fast walks, I'll do long walks, I'll do timed walks. It really just kind of depends on how I'm feeling that day, what I wanna do, and just kind of what I'm trying to accomplish. So here, I'm doing a single arm farmer's carry. I'm walking very slow, probably about 35, 45 seconds one way, and then switching arms and then coming back the other way with the same amount of weight. And the final exercise before I jump into my actual full-blown core exercises that I'll do for this workout are the straight leg banded deadlifts. I'm kind of introducing more hamstrings, really trying to get them warmed up because I really like to hit hamstrings more often these days than I'm hitting my quads. So in order to do that well and to do it successfully, I wanna make sure they are good and warmed up. So using a nice resistance band, have a platform, I have the band strapped under the platform, and I'm just getting some reps in. So you know the deal, you gotta hit your core first before you actually start the workout, the heavier lifts. So here I'm doing ceiling presses. I do a lot of variations throughout a workout. I won't just stick to one specific one. I just get bored too easy. So I'll do reps where I'm just kind of going for 10 or 15 reps. I'm going for time where I'll just kind of go up and down doing reps for a set amount of time, or I'll do like holds. I'll come up and I'll hold the position for 7, 10, 15, 30 seconds, however long I can. I'll have feet up, feet down, whatever I feel like doing, I'll do. The key is just making sure that the core exercises that you're doing bulging are not causing sensitivity, right? This is not a time to do that new core exercise, to do the really challenging thing that you saw on YouTube or whatever it is. Be careful, like this is setting up the rest of your workout. So treat it as a warm-up still. Treat it as you're building stiffness around the core to protect the low back so you don't have to get that exercise-induced pain due to either a lack of core stiffness during exercise or just picking the wrong exercise that causes sensitivity before the workout even starts. All right, last two core exercises before we jump into the actual weight training. The first one is, obviously they're both front plank variations. One is an up down, basically I'm with my arms straight out, going down to my forearms and back up to straight arms, keeping the core locked, not using the low back as a core, but the abs as a core. And I move on from here to the shoulder tap front plank. So I'm going back and forth to each shoulder, nice and slow, varying my leg width. If you're closer, if your feet are closer together, it makes it harder. If your feet are wider apart, it makes it easier. And make sure that your hips are not wobbling back and forth. You want to keep that nice structure, go nice and slow, and control the hips so there's no rotation or unnecessary rotation in the low back. All right, finally, the first leg exercise that we're gonna do here in this exercise, I'm doing a rear foot elevated straight leg deadlift type of exercise, except I'm actually supported here. So you can grab a rig, you can grab a wall. I'm using an actual bar here, you can see. If I can go back and do this workout again, I probably would bring that front leg back some. I think I just had it too far away to really feel it the way I wanted to feel it. I wanted to kind of experiment and see how I felt afterwards. My hamstrings, when doing new types of exercise, they really get sore. So I kind of took it easy. I kind of played it safe, not to just overdo anything. But if you're gonna do it yourself, you can try starting a little bit further away from the bench, but it might be better for you if you bring that front foot a little bit back. Make sure you're engaged at the core, you're focusing on the core, and your low back is not taking on that load. That's a big issue you see with people, is they start doing these types of things, and due to fear and safety and protection, they kind of like clamp down on their lower back. So start at the abs, do the movement, allowing your hips to go back, your hip hinging properly so you can load those hamstrings up and not just the lower back. All right, so second exercise, jumping right into the heel elevated goblet squat. So I have a dumbbell here. This is, I think, one of my first sets. I think I did 3 or 4 of them. So I kind of increased the weight as I went up. But goblet squats, making sure the heel is elevated. Another thing about this exercise is my stance is very narrow. So this is a very quad dominant exercise. It keeps the low back in a neutral place, very comfortable. Brace at the abs, not the low back, and they should feel really good. All right, so after the quads, you gotta make sure you're hitting your hamstrings. Now, I didn't do a lot of different exercises other than the rear foot elevated exercise we did earlier in the workout, and then I'm doing these here. On both of these exercises, I did quite a bit of sets of these. Since I didn't do a lot of them as far as different exercises, I picked 2 and did a lot of sets of them. So here is just a cable hamstring curl. Love this exercise. It really allows me to lay down, relax, brace the abs still, and really try to focus on hitting the hamstrings. Be careful when doing this. You can do them with resistance bands. You can do them with a cable machine. The key is not getting all that force into the low back. You're gonna want to do it. A big tip that I like to give clients, people I work with in the gym, is brace the glutes, right? Contract the glutes before you start to curl, right? So it's almost like use your glutes as a wall between your low back and the rest of your body. So before you start doing the actual curl, contract the glutes really hard, brace the abs, and then do the curl. And those hips being stable, contracted, and engaged are really gonna allow you to work on mentally relaxing that lower back and not causing it to do the work of the glutes. All right, so let's finish this workout up with some more quads and actually core. This is kneeling lean backs. You can think of a better name probably, but kneeling lean backs. This is a really dominant quad exercise, all body weight. You can do these wherever you want, and it really hits the core. Now, you gotta be very, very careful on how you do this specific exercise. You're going to want to kind of arch the low back and round the belly because it's kind of just a weird exercise. Don't worry about going for depth right now. This is a safe exercise as long as you're leading with the abs, with the core. So you see me do this a lot in my workouts is I will actually touch the different areas of my body to either turn them on or shut them off. This is just my own neural kind of training that I do and have done for years once I got out of pain. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna get on your knees, get comfortable, brace the abs, contract the glutes, and try to get into more of a forward flex position. Not so much perfectly neutral, but cheat a little bit so you're getting a little bit more of that flex position so you really engage the abs. And then go back slowly and you'll feel your core turn on and you'll feel your quads turn on. You can play around with your feet, shoes off, shoes on, toes down, toes up. I've played with both of them. The way I'm doing it right here, it really feels better for me in a sense of the range of motion that I can get. And actually my foot started to cramp really bad at the end of this rep here. But great exercise, really fun. Be very careful, be mindful of your lower back, and don't worry about going too far back at first. I hope you enjoy this leg workout. I hope you add it to your toolbox of workouts that you can do safely with a disc herniation, disc bulge, or any kind of spinal surgery such as a fusion. Don't forget that free workout log. If you go to fitnessforbackpain.com/leg workout, I've gotten the exercises already pre-filled out. I've got the reps you're gonna do already pre-filled out along with the sets for each exercise. It's my free gift for you just for watching. I want you to actually take it home and actually do it. Add it to your toolbox so that you can pull this workout in and do it at a later time as well. You can get that workout log from fitnessforbackpain.com/leg workout. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode.